Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, February 20th, 2018. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. A ruling in the election petitions case is expected to be made on Tuesday, February 27th by Justice Esco Henry at the High Court in Capital Kingstown. The ruling is anticipated by both the petitioners and respondents, who are represented by a battery of lawyers. The judge's decision will be on an application made by the lawyers for one of the petitioners, the NDP's candidate for Central Leeward in December 2015 election, Benjamin Exeter, to inspect the ballots and counterfoils used in the election in that constituency. Exeter, along with the NDP's candidate for North Windward, Lauren Batiste, both filed petitions after they failed to secure a seat for the NDP after the December 2015 elections, citing that there were a number of irregularities in these constituencies. The lawyers representing the respondents in the matter continue to maintain that there were no wrongdoings and that the petitioners and their legal team are on a fishing expedition. Former leader of the opposition New Democratic Party and Member of Parliament Annie Eustace for East Kingstown believes there have been continuous efforts to delay the petition's ruling. Eustace said that it is more than time to resolve the questions around the December 2015 elections.
That's a good time.
That's a good time?
It's time. We're into 2018, you know. Yeah. Every effort was made to delay this process, you know. You know, I forget, one of the African countries recently had a presidential election. I forget which one. Kenya? I can't remember which one. There was a constitutional issue arising therefrom. I was in 60 days. That's 60 days to deal with the election again. 60 days. Waiting for years, trying to get that result.
Teachers must be properly compensated for their hard work and sacrifice. That's according to Industrial Relations and Research Officer of the SVG Teachers Union, Otto Sam, as he addressed the media conference on Monday, where various issues of concern for the union were highlighted. Speaking in relation to the issue of appointments, Sam said many teachers here, past and present, have gone the extra mile to boost their capacity through higher education and should be appointed to the relevant teacher grade. Sam added that it is unfair that many teachers retire without receiving their rightful appointments and called on the government to ensure that such persons receive the correct compensation.
Now, if you retire as a teacher 3 and you were given, say, $110,000, you understand the difference there. So, massive sum. And then that is just your gratuity. But if you are teacher 3 and you had a first degree in 2007 and you were appointed to, in even say 2010 and you retired to 2015, your salary difference would have been another $2,000 plus. So if you take that by 12, by say 5 years or 6 years when you retired in 2016, you would see that worker, the state would have been virtually stealing, robbing from that worker, or treating him unfairly and defrauding him virtually of $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, you know, $20-something thousand annually. So over that 5-year period, you're talking about in excess of $100,000. We're saying that we cannot simply accept another $400 on monthly pension.
Speaking in relation to salary payments for special needs teachers, Sam said the union welcomes the action of the ministry in ensuring that the correct payments are made. However, he noted that they must also be properly compensated for monies owed.
Presented at the highest level in meetings with the authorities, we note and we want to thank the Ministry of Education, the line ministry, the permanent secretary, for having the courage and doing the right thing this year in ensuring that the special need teachers were paid their correct amount. But the union is also saying, and has been saying, that those outstanding amounts ought to be paid retroactive to the years when they were not paid. They ought to be paid to the workers. They would have toiled for it. They would have worked hard. It is legal. It is a documented something, and the state should honor its signature.
The Teachers Union Industrial and Research Officer also called on the government to do more to improve the conditions at schools across the country.
School conditions need to be addressed. There are some cases where there's funding for the project, but there is no effort made to remove the students and the teachers and put them somewhere until the school is repaired. And something has to be wrong with that. That if you have funding for 3 and 4 and 5 years for a project, it says in the first place, telling the donor that you really didn't have any need when the need is there and exists in such a strong manner. So we again calling on the authorities to address the whole situation where schools are in neglect and disrepair.
Sam, who won a wrongful dismissal case against the Public Service Board of Appeal in 2016, has been waiting on his payments as ordered by the court. He, however, revealed at Monday's media conference that he was informed earlier in the day that a check was ready for him at the Treasury Department. Sam is set to receive more than the money awarded to him due to interest incurred on the payment. Poking fun at the cynics whom he said were bent on ensuring that the Argyle International Airport did not come into fruition, Minister of National Mobilization Frederick Stevenson said that he is pleased that the air facility became a reality. Minister Stevenson, representative for South Windward, where the air facility is located, chided former opposition leader Arnim Eustace for being a propagandist of doubt.
Arnim Eustace, then the leader of the opposition, somebody asked him a question: if your government got into office tomorrow, what about Argyle? He said, well, that's the end of the project, because I don't know where to find the money. Find it where? Find it where? But we had a government in place under the leadership of Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who found the monies so that this facility, this beautiful facility that Sinclair Leacock says is a miracle, is here tonight for all of you who are coming here for the first time. Those of you who are in Argyle for the first time, let me see you put your hands in the air.
Agriculture Minister Sabota Caesar also lauded the ruling Unity Labour Party government led by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves for ensuring that the airport was brought to completion.
I want us to listen to this carefully. Many said no. Many said no for all kind of different reasons. Some people said no because when they had the opportunity to build an international airport, they didn't build it. And they didn't want, while they're alive, to see one built. Many said no. But when Jesus says yes, when my Jesus says yes, we do not have to fear those who say no.
Tourism Minister Cecil Mackey has expressed elation over the scheduled upcoming flights into the Argyle International Airport. Also addressing the gathering at the celebratory rally for the first anniversary of the operations of the air facility last Saturday night, Minister Mackey said he is pleased that there have been hundreds of international passengers coming into SVG via AIA. The Tourism Minister said Caribbean Airlines has already signed a 3-year contract whereby they will have scheduled arrivals and additional flights for the Carnival and summer season. Health Luke Brown, who also addressed the gathering, said the increased flights is an indication that with the help of other territories, SVG can accomplish great things.
no planes will come here and land. But as the Minister of Tourism already told you, we saw that Sunwing came. And they didn't only come, they transported hundreds of passengers to and from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They said that planes won't come, but we saw Easy Sky come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they transported hundreds upon hundreds more passengers to and from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They said that planes won't come, but since November 14th, 2017, we have been having direct flights from Canada to St. Vincent and the Grenadines through Air Canada. That is the way you answer the naysayers. That is the way you answer people who did not believe in the potential of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who did not realize that we could do great things.
Some 11 secondary school bands from across SVG will be given the opportunity to showcase their skills as the Ministry of Culture partners with the SVG Teachers Cooperative Credit Union to host the inaugural School Bands Showcase. Slated for Saturday, 24th March at the E.T. Joshua Airport tarmac, the event is aimed at, among other things, developing music education here in the SVG. We hear more about today's launching ceremony in this report from Nikita Tony.
Modern approach to music education. That's the theme under which the Ministry of Culture, in collaboration with the SVG Teachers Cooperative Credit Union, will host the first ever SVG-TCCU National Secondary School Band Showcase, set to take place on Saturday, March 24th at the E.T. Joshua Airport tarmac. Outlining the importance of music education in schools, coordinator of the event, Rodney Small, said the event is set to showcase some 130 students in 11 bands from secondary schools across SVG.
February 20th marks the day where we will launch 11 national secondary school bands, showcasing approximately 130 young and upcoming musicians in their individual elements. I urge you to take these stats very seriously because it indicates that there is a great demand for the creative arts within our school. Confirmed schools include West St. George Secondary, Bishop's College Kingston, North Union Secondary, Immediate High School, St. Martin Secondary, Bethel Secondary School, Thomas Saunders Secondary, Sandy Bay Secondary, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Boys Grammar School, Emmanuel Secondary School, Mesopotamia, Yell, Youths Everywhere Living for the Lord.
Thanking the event's primary sponsor, the SVG-TCCU, and his management team, Small went on to urge persons to patronize the event, which he said will be quite the experience.
On the 9th of March at the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Credit Union Conference Room, commencing at 9 a.m., all school bands will be taken on a very intense workshop journey, highlighting the business of music, ethics and self, teamwork, rehearsal techniques, and stagecraft. March 24th, 2018 is the grand day. The day where our school will set the E.T. Joshua tarmac on fire with all their creative juices beginning at 6 p.m. sharp. The event is free, but we are encouraging persons to leave a donation as you enter. Support your own and we will inspire you.
Delivering remarks on behalf of the Ministry of Education, Music Officer Dexter Bacchus expressed his ministry's elation to partner and endorse the timely initiative.
Music education has moved from just playing the recorder during music class to the development of school music bands in 12 secondary schools, which perform for school functions and events at the community and national level. For this activity further adds to the students' educational experience and prepare them for an even evolving job market and higher level education.
Outlining that his organization intends to sponsor the event for the next 4 years, representative of the SVG-TCCU, Curtis King, deemed the initiative to be a very important project.
The contribution and significant impact that the cultural industry, and particularly the musical component, can and will play in our economic development.
In his remarks, Minister of Culture Cecil Sesmaki noted that the showcase signals an important moment in the ministry's trust to create a deeper appreciation for the creative arts.
Students would now fight virtually to be part of the school bands of the particular school. And therefore, the levels are going to be raised, and the students and the teachers and the schools are going to be striving for excellence. So this is another of the features that will come out of this program.
The upcoming showcase aims to provide an opportunity for secondary school students to participate in the live music art form, create an early interest in the arts, and pave the way for the re-establishment of a national youth band here in SVG. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
Outlining how the first National Youth Band came into being, past youth band leader and local musician Geoff Fenner commended the Ministry of Culture and sponsored the SVG Teacher Cooperative Credit Union for partnering to host the upcoming National Secondary School Band Showcase.
Government ponder how to keep these youngsters in music since they were leaving school, so I came up with the name National Youth Band. So we had a secondary school band, and then the members who graduated were in the National Youth Band. We have a lot of outstanding musicians and who are still practicing music, as Sheldon was saying a while ago. We have one of them right in front here, Mr. Dexter Backus, who was one of the early members, now taking over my role at the Ministry of Education, so I'm glad to see that. We also had a gentleman named Kemuel Spence, who went to the Royal Military School of Music, the first Vincentian, a prestigious school. The effort of the Teachers Cooperative Credit Union for continuing these things, the bands and so on, and also in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and Culture and the Ministry of Education. I expect to see many more success stories in the future, and I'm happy indeed today to see that there is continuity in this area.
Also speaking at today's launching ceremony was a former member of the youth band Suede, Sheldon Wood, who shared how his involvement in the youth band has impacted his life.
That discipline of having to practice and dedicate time to what we had to do is a discipline that has carried me in my adult life. Knowing that if there is something that you want to achieve, then hard work, dedication, and discipline is inevitable. Helped me in my business to open a recording studio, which is now, like I said, Stormy Winds Productions. The sky is the limit when it comes to music. It's an international language that everyone understands. I would like to encourage especially the young musicians and artists to take your craft and your giftings very seriously. Think outside of the box and don't limit yourself, not just to the style of music that you do, but also to where you live.
The Layu Government School is this week hosting its annual Literacy Week under the theme, Reading is Fundamental. The week of activities kicked off on Monday with a church service at the Layu Seventh-day Adventist Church, where Pastor Keith MacDonald was the keynote speaker. Today, Tuesday, February 20th, students at senior classes of the school visited the shut-ins in the community to read various genres of stories to them, while community members read to the lower classes. Other activities for the week include treasure hunts, spelling bee, and word games. On Friday, there will be the culmination of all the activities with a parade through the community, where the students will be displaying on placards and hats slogans about reading, sensitizing the public on the importance of reading in this fast-changing technological world. This event will be followed by a book fair at the school grounds. Police here have arrested and charged Jeroy Phillips, a 21-year-old fisherman of Redemption Shamps, and Anthony Hope, a 16-year-old electrician of Bel Air, for entering the Sintel Insurance Limited building in Kingstown as a trespasser with the intent to commit an offense. According to the police, the burglars gained entry into the building by forced entry through a door and burglar bars on the western side of the building. The men were also charged for damage to property. 4 without lawful excuse did damage 3 commercial glass and aluminum doors valued at $1,245. 1 white HR dome surveillance camera valued at $750, 5 padlocks valued at $750, one show window glass valued at $750, and one iron gate valued $200. Total value $3,645. To wit, by striking same with an unknown object, the property of Sinted Insurance Limited, with intent to damage such property. The burglary occurred at Kingston between 2 a.m. and 3:10 a.m. on Sunday. The men were expected to appear before the Kingston Magistrates Court today to be arraigned.